Viewers, let me begin today by giving you a sense of just how much the Congress has reneged on its own past. The party was once the preserve of men of steel like Sardar Patel. The heroic nationalist icon who unified India, sanctified Bharat's geographical contours, sent in the army to flush out splittists from Junagadh and Hyderabad who battled Nehru over giving Jammu and Kashmir special status. He did all of this, viewers, to bring us together as a nation, to give us an identity, to give us borders that we could defend, to give us borders that define us. That party, the party of Sardar Patel today, is a platform for men of clay like Charanjit Channi, who stand up in the cradle of India's democracy to take up cudgels for the likes of Amritpal Singh. The Sikh who Channi is taking up cudgels for is a Khalistan sympathizer who has fashioned himself upon the dreaded Bhindranwale and is serving time in a jail in Assam. Singh is charged under the National Security Act, no less, viewers. But he gets an ally in the form of a former Chief Minister of Punjab and a serving MP from the Congress party. Listen in to first what Charanjit Channi had to say.
20 लाख लोगों द्वारा पंजाब में मेंबर पार्लियामेंट चुना गया और वो एनएस से लगाकर अंदर रखा हुआ है। फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच, उसकी कंस्टिट्यूएंसी के लोगों की बात यहां नहीं रख पा रहे, ये भी इमरजेंसी है।
Friends, lakhs also voted for a man called Hitler, who took his country to ruin and plunged the world into darkness. If votes themselves, viewers, determine destiny, if votes, direct democracy, referendums themselves determine destiny, viewers, then we would have no place for a constitution or checks and balances that our constitution supplies us to ensure that in the name of democracy, there are no outrages, no excesses. Channi's comments in support of a Pakistan deep state stooge who has been elected to parliament can't be held against him in a court of law. India's free speech laws can't quite fetter the privileges of MPs, but they've caused a political flutter, with the BJP lashing out and others demanding accountability. Listen in.
कांग्रेस का हाथ अलगाववादी और आतंकवादियों के साथ हमेशा से रहा है, ये तो हमने देखा है। याकूब मेमन की पैरवी, अफजल गुरु की पैरवी, 26/11 में पाकिस्तान को क्लीन चिट देने की कोशिश। अब कांग्रेस पार्टी के सांसद चरणजीत चन्नी जी, जो पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री रहे हैं, वो पार्लियामेंट में खड़े होकर कहते हैं कि अमृतपाल सिंह पर एनएसए लगाना गलत है, उनके बोलने की आजादी पर हमला है और उनको रिहा किया जाना चाहिए। कांग्रेस पार्टी आज अलगाववादी और खालिस्तानियों के समर्थन में उतर आई है। ये वही कांग्रेस पार्टी है जो संविधान की बड़ी बड़ी बातें करती है। क्या ये संविधान सम्मेत है? क्या ये संविधान की रक्षा कर रहे हैं?
Viewers, let me play out the comments of Channi one more time. What did he say? 20 lakh voters chose Amritpal in Lok Sabha elections. But Amritpal is in custody under the NSA. Amritpal, freedom of speech has been stifled. Freedom to say what, viewers? I'll acquaint you with those facts in just a few moments. And then he goes on to say this is a sign of clear emergency under the NDA government, that Amritpal can't get up and say that he supports Khalistan, that he supports Bhindranwale, the murder of Hindus and Sikhs alike, viewers. This is the freedom today that the Congress is demanding. Viewers, Sardar Patel, at one time, if you remember, stood up against precisely these kind of splittists who were voted, viewers, to create the state of Pakistan. Jinnah was, after all, elected by lakhs of people. What did he give us? He gave us partition. He gave us the idea of exclusivity. He gave us the idea of separatism. He birthed it, viewers. This much is true, that Amritpal has little regard for India's constitution. But first, once again, listen to Channi.
20 लाख लोगों द्वारा पंजाब में मेंबर पार्लियामेंट चुना गया और वो एनएस से लगाकर अंदर रखा हुआ है। फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच, उसकी कंस्टिट्यूएंसी के लोगों की बात यहां नहीं रख पा रहे, ये भी इमरजेंसी है।
So viewers, Charanjit Channi wants the constitution's rights to extend to Amritpal. The same Amritpal who has zero regard for India's constitution. Let me give you a bit of a sense of what this man has been sent to jail for. In February 2023, he led a mob to storm Ajnala Police Station to free his aide. He went on the run after a crackdown on Waris Punjab Day, which is known to be an ISI-sponsored insurgent group working in India. March 2023, booked for the possession of illegal arms. He was booked for holding a sarpanch and his family hostage. He was booked for threatening and extorting a Gurdwara priest. He has no respect for anybody. April 2023, he was arrested after absconding for 1 month. Police invoked the National Security Act. Terror lens on Amritpal's suspected links to ISI. Yes, Pakistan's deep state. Accused of plotting to destabilize Punjab. Suspected links to Khalistani terrorist Avtar Singh Khanda, who lives in the United Kingdom. Accused of recruiting youth from drug rehab facilities for violent protests. Used drug rehab facilities to reportedly store firearms smuggled from Pakistan. His own brother has just been arrested, viewers, on drug charges. The Congress top leadership, represented in Parliament by Rahul Gandhi, is yet to come out and condemn Channi unequivocally for advocating a jailed Khalistani. Viewers, there has been no response. The leader of the opposition in the House, in the Lok Sabha, as you all know, is Rahul Gandhi. Has he stepped up and said that he rejects unconditionally what Channi has said? No, viewers, he hasn't. But is that surprising? Here are some hard facts that suggest that the Congress has not hesitated to put anti-India elements on a pedestal if it serves an electoral purpose. Here are some examples, viewers. I'm not making these up. These are statements either by Congress leaders or these are facts etched in the stone of political history. In 2024, a senior Congress leader in Karnataka openly announced in a press conference that his party took the help of the SDPI, which is the political wing of the banned Islamist terror organization, the PFI, for the 2024 Lok Sabha polls. There are no walls between the PFI and the SDPI. Their memberships overlapped. Viewers, Congress had no problem admitting to this fact. In 2022, the Congress handed a ticket to murdered Khalistan sympathizer, rapper-turned-politician Sidhu Moosewala ahead of assembly elections. You only have to listen to his songs that live on in posterity to hear him extolling the virtues of Khalistan, viewers, a separate state. In 2018, senior Congress leader Navjot Singh Sidhu hugged Pakistani Army Chief General Qamar Bajwa when he was among the special guests present at the oath-taking ceremony of then Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan, and Sidhu came out and justified it, viewers, even though he was criticized by then Congress Chief Minister and Congress stalwart Captain Amrinder Singh. But viewers, Sidhu was courted like he was royalty by both Priyanka Gandhi Vadra as well as Rahul Gandhi. In 2017, senior Congress leader Manishankar Aiyar met with top Kashmiri separatist leaders in Jammu and Kashmir. Those are the pictures, viewers. And when he was questioned, he said, so what? People like PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti are congratulating me for doing this. Viewers, you meet separatists at the behest of soft separatists. What can one say? In 2016, Rahul Gandhi was booked for sedition when he visited JNU campus to express solidarity with Umar Khalid and other students who were accused of undermining India's territorial integrity by chanting slogans in favor of the person who attacked India's parliament, viewers, and was hanged for it. In 2015, then senior Congress leader Ghulam Nabi Azad won re-election to the Rajya Sabha after taking support of an alleged ISI stooge, Rashid Engineer. Incidentally, Rashid Engineer, all these years later, 8 years later, has been elected to the Lok Sabha in 2024 polls. Yes, he's also been elected by thousands, if not lakhs of people, viewers. Now we actually have a bona fide stooge of the ISI sitting in our parliament. Luckily, he's in jail, so he can't attend the sessions. Otherwise, he would do exactly as he has done when he was member of the assembly in Jammu and Kashmir. In 2015, Afzal Guru link emerged. 5 Congress Jammu and Kashmir legislators, MLAs, issued a press statement saying that the hanging of Guru was a mistake and his mortal remains should be handed over to his family. In 2006, then Prime Minister Manmohan Singh held one-on-one talks with Kashmiri separatist leader and principal suspect in triggering the exodus of Hindus in Kashmir. There are several examples, viewers, but there are fundamental questions. And there's actually only one which first needs to be asked. Let me begin by asking Tehseen Poonawalla a simple, straightforward question. Mr. Poonawalla, I never have doubted your commitment to the national cause. You have been often a contrarian in your own ecosystem. I want to ask you, do you believe what Channi has said today, that it's an emergency-like situation in a country when a person like Amritpal has been sent to jail? Number one. Number two, which is a related question, do you think Rahul Gandhi should come out and clarify his party's stand on this issue, given the fact that he is the LOP, leader of the opposition?
So there are two issues out here, Rahul. Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for having me on the show. Number one, there are very, very serious charges on Amritpal Singh. But he is an elected member of parliament. Now it is upon the government to immediately press for the charge sheet, either prove those charges or have him discharged from court if the courts so decide. The government is dragging its feet. I remember telling on another TV channel, your former channel, that Amritpal Singh seems like he'll win the election because it seems that the central government is helping him win the election. They created, there was simply no opposition. The government agencies seemed to be snoozing while his family and his relatives were campaigning for him. So the question that has to be asked is, if the government of India has allowed Rashid Engineer Amritpal Singh ji to come in parliament, today they elected MPs, why can't we have a due process of law and either they are declared guilty as the government charges or they're declared innocent? For that, the first thing is the charge sheet should be filed. Why has the government failed? Somebody who's this dangerous to the country, don't you think, Rahul, the charge sheet should be filed? In your opening remarks, you said that Rahul Gandhi went to JNU. There were slogans of Bharat Tere Tukde Ho Gaye. Who chanted those slogans? Why is those charge sheets not filed? That's been 7-8 years. Even those charge sheets have not been filed. It now begs the question, is the government hand in gloves creating these sort of anti-India narrative, thereby creating polarization that helps the BJP? That is the question that needs to be asked.
Well, let me tell you, on the second question, a second point that you raised, it took 6 years to get the AAP, one of the allies of the Congress party, to give prosecution sanction against Umar Khalid. You must remember this. That was a big story. But that apart, I just want to ask you, Mr. Poonawalla, all that might be true. Yes, these people have been allowed to stand for election, this, that, the other. But does that mean, knowing fully well the public statements and articulations of Amritpal Singh, his bona fides, his commitment to a cause, to split India, given all these, should the Congress be taking up cudgels for this man? It's a simple question. And should Rahul Gandhi not clarify his stand? Yes, you can ask several questions of the BJP, and RP Singh is here to respond to them. But a person who stands up and says, my icon is Bhindran Wale, number one, and that I believe in Khalistan. Do you believe today that any responsible Congress MP, would you, for example, Tehseen Poonawalla, knowing what you know, have supported this man and said that his incarceration is a blow to democracy, right to free speech, and it's suggestive of an emergency-like situation? Would you say this?
Again, this has to be split up and looked into context. If somebody is elected by over 2 million or 20 lakh people, and he is not representing his constituency in parliament, I think it is a blow to the constituents who have elected him. That, no doubt about it. Therefore, the constituents deserve either an MP or a re-election if the MP is convicted, which the government is dragging its feet on. Now, let's come to the second point.
You're not answering my question, please.
Now, I am. Now, let's come to the second point. Let me just answer the second point very, very clearly. There have been several organizations or individuals, but organizations that even today want a separate land out of India. The Tripura Liberation Front, the BJP was in alliance with them. Several other organizations, the Nagaland Accord, for which the Prime Minister often takes credit, he's not shown it to you though, wanted a separate state of Nagaland. In fact, in that accord, they want a separate flag, a separate parliament. They have gone on record to say the Prime Minister's office denies it, but they don't show us what they've signed. They had a fanfare about it. The Akali Dals, their idea of autonomy, you know how bad it was, much more than what Kashmir wanted. The BJP has been in alliance with them. So have the Dravidian parties in the past. The BJP has been in alliance. So one is, can we get people who are extreme within mainstream? That is point number one.
Okay.
Number
extreme
two, this man
within,
will take
okay, one
this
second.
man will take oath on the Constitution.
Extreme. No, one second. Viewers, extreme within mainstream, he said. No, one second. Extreme within mainstream, says Tehseen Poonawalla. Again, viewers, you are assessing how Mr. Poonawalla is avoiding my question. That all might be true. Let's say the BJP is worse than the Congress party. Are we competing to get the bottom slot today, viewers? That is a fundamental question. I began by invoking the Congress party's own iconic leader that they never tire of taking ownership of, Sardar Patel. Would he have been happy in today's circumstance? No, viewers, he would not have been. Now, extreme within the mainstream, they have a problem with. Tehseen has a problem with. Mr. Poonawalla has a problem with. But when, viewers? When? And let me tell you this very, very clearly. Look at the double standards here. Sadhvi Pragya is elected. She was a terror accused. They had a massive problem with her election. Though she came with a popular mandate, she stood for election. Same circumstance, viewers. What did they say? And many people agreed with them. They said that Sadhvi, one second now, Tehseen Poonawalla, you've said a lot. I have to open this up. I have to open that. 1 second, just 1 minute. No, please. 1 second, please. 1 second. Sadhvi Pragya was opposed tooth and nail from the Congress, saying it's an assault on the unity, the federal character, the composition, the secular spirit of our constitution. No. Get her out, get her out, get her out. The BJP said, right. The BJP said, what did the BJP say, viewers? That look, she needs to be convicted, this, that, the other. At that time, we were all puzzled by the BJP's response. She didn't get a ticket the second time, viewers. The BJP course corrected. Here you have Channi, a former chief minister, viewers, under whose watch Sidhu Moosewala, a person who sang hymns to the creation of Khalistan, is given a ticket. Now, I am not going to ask anyone else tonight to come in on this and tell us a little bit about the unsuitability of a Congress MP advocating for Amritpal Singh, then going across first to Ramneek Maan. Ramneek Maan, you are here with us. The Congress today is not taking a position. It's counting its votes. Fair enough. Others, you can say, have been equally guilty of doing this. But I want to ask you, sir, is the advocacy of Mr. Channi for Mr. Amritpal Singh in the interests of this land?
No, it is shameful as a matter of fact. I'll tell you how. See, first things first is that Channi himself is a crypto. Let's be very clear on that. Number one. Number two, Amritpal never won by 20 lakh votes. As a matter of fact, the total number of votes polled in Khadoor
I never said he won by 20 lakh votes.
Do not exceed 10 lakhs.
Your Channi said it. Channi said it, please. He's talking about Channi.
Forget about it.
Just please.
No, he represents 20 lakh people.
Please, he didn't say that. Please, he didn't say that. Poonawalla, please. 20 lakh voters chose. 20 lakh voters chose Amritpal.
I've heard you.
How are 20 lakh voters choosing him? 1 minute. Ramneek Maan coming.
This is the same Amritpal. Let me tell you more. This is the same Amritpal whose brother has been arrested with possession of drugs. This same Amritpal who's running Khalsa Veers, and he was advocating for, a drug-free society, a drug-free Punjab. His own real brother is arrested for drug possession. This is the same Congress party which is behind making false promises to Sikhs from 1947 onwards. And when Poonawalla evokes Nagaland, let me tell you, have you forgotten the 1973 Anandpur Accord? What is the Anandpur Sahib resolution? You've made false promises one after the other to the Sikhs. You are the ones who brought down the Akal Takht Sahib in 1984. Something the Canadian Khalistanis, the Khalistanis living abroad, are evoking time and again. The Congress party is the biggest problem. You know, there is a MOU between the Congress party and the CCP of China, which they've never declared. What does it contain? You know, Anand, the K2 is reactivated.
Right.
The K2 is reactivated. Kashmir and Khalistan are reactivated. And Chief Minister, former Chief Minister, sitting parliamentarian from Jalandhar, is advocating for a person who is under NSA. For what? For votes.
There you go.
For what? Filthy votes.
Is it for
this
votes?
Is not fair. Let me tell you more. They are the ones responsible for partition of this country. They're the responsible for the problem in Jammu and Kashmir, the POK problem. They're the ones who are behind the Tibet problem. They're the ones who are behind the Manipur problem. They are the ones who are behind every separatist movement that has ever come across.
Well,
do you have?
look, look, one second. Let's qualify these statements. 1 minute. Let's qualify these statements. Mr. Mann, 1 second.
Air Force officers of
Okay,
this
one
country.
second. Mr. Mann, yes, you're right that a person like Yasin Malik was engaged, but he was engaged by, unfortunately, the intelligence chiefs of pretty much
Rahul,
under every regime.
Rahul,
But 1 minute,
hang
1 minute.
on.
I have no sympathies for Yasin Malik. I've suffered on the account of
Rahul,
his. One second. But I just want us to qualify certain things. 1 minute. Let me just bring in RP Singh. 1 second. Let me also bring in Sardar RP Singh.
RP sir, with your permission.
Let him come in.
Just
Let him
5 seconds. 5 seconds. See, this is the same Congress party. This is the same Charanjit Singh Channi under whose watch the Prime Minister of this country, Narendra Modi, was gherowed in Punjab.
Okay, so
and
look,
his response was, "Arey kisanon ne goli to nahi chalai."
Okay, look.
This was his response.
While we are all passionate here, we have to qualify certain statements. We can't say the Congress is singularly responsible for partition, etc., etc. I think that's going a bit too far. There were circumstances. You can go into history. People have their views, but as a responsible broadcaster, I'm not going to sit here and underline everything. Now, please, Mr. Mann, let's just calm down. Let me bring in the yes. 1 second. Let me bring in the BJP national spokesperson. Look, I've written about this in my book, and there has been appeasement all through. Whether that culminated in the exact separation of this country, how it did, is a lengthy conversation. We can't just have reduced to a few sound bites because there has to be context. So, viewers, many people will say that the appeasement politics, the politics of appeasement that it is called, practiced by the Congress over the years has led to some devastating consequences. Now, that can be said about a lot of political parties in this country, viewers. But on this particular issue, since we are on this issue, viewers, I want to bring in RP Singh. RP Singh, you heard Mr. Poonawalla. Mr. Poonawalla comes out and says that, look, file the charge sheet, file him guilty. Otherwise, we are blocking the voice of some 20 lakh constituents of a particular parliamentary constituency. So the question is to you, Mr. RP Singh, a response is required on this issue. Why do you think that this response from Tehseen Poonawalla is not justifiable?
Well, Rahul, I hold a book name. I was just going through the various pages of the book. I'll refer you the number of the page also. And this is GBS Sidhu, the Swaran Singh, the former Congress minister's son-in-law, has written this book. He was the former person in the RAW and was in charge of the Mrs. Gandhi security. Now, he in his book, and also Kuldeep Ringe for that regard, categorically states what happened in 70s in Punjab, and that is they are trying to repeat here the same thing in Punjab today again. Mind my thing, Amritpal Singh came to Punjab during the regime of Channi, when Channi was the chief minister. And also, whatever he started doing in Punjab was under the patronage of then regime. He started doing that. But let me take you back to what happened in 1976 and 77. Sanjay Gandhi and another friend of his held an interview of two so-called saints in Punjab to fight against the radicalism, to fight against the Akalis, so that there can be a bigger, larger picture than Akalis, and so that they can be used to win elections. And that exactly happened in 70s, 77, 76,
True.
77.
That is 30, 40 years ago.
No,
Let's come to this point.
This is because I'm coming to this.
Why is
because
Amritpal, why did he get an
roots here.
opportunity to contest an election? He should have been convicted. He was arrested in 2023. It's been a long while.
Rahul, there's a government which is a local government, which is Aam Aadmi Party government, which indirectly or directly
That's
also
not true.
supports. Give me a second, sir. Did I interrupt you, Tasin?
No, you didn't. Please finish. But sorry,
Please,
I
Tasin,
apologize.
please.
I apologize. I apologize.
Which
Please finish.
directly or indirectly supports the radicals. Let me quote you example. Their speaker in the House of the Punjab Assembly was seen hobnobbing with.
That's all very well,
Khalistanis.
but then why haven't you
No.
you filed charges against the APS leaders who you claim have an association with people who are militating against our national interests? Now, you see, I'm
Rahul, I'd just like one line.
You might say that,
Can I
look,
complete?
law and order there in Punjab, the ability to prosecute cases at a fast pace doesn't lie with us, but this is the NSA that has been invoked.
Yes.
And a central agency is investigating this matter. Now, I'm not here, viewers,
Can
let
I-
me be
can I
very
complete?
honest.
Give me 5 seconds,
Let me be
I will
very
complete.
honest. I do not
Give me
believe
5
that this
seconds.
business of saying that, listen, the man has faced charges and therefore he is innocent till he is presumed, till he is deemed guilty. No, viewers, this man has made statements on record which are objectionable.
Can I quote one?
Would any Indian viewers stand up and say that I want India cut down? That I want to carve out my own homeland? What kind of Indian would that be? Think about it, viewers. And some people have voted for this individual. We don't know under what pressure. We've had some thugs from Bihar at one point, viewers, who held voters to gunpoint and got elected. The Congress used to talk about that culture in communist Bengal at one time.
Mukhtar
We don't
Ansari.
know. We don't know. We don't know under what circumstances this man has been voted. But I can tell you one thing, viewers, if we all stand as one and we say we don't want this person, we can win this war against separatists. And unfortunately today, there are some political parties that are putting their vote calculations above the constitution of our country. And that's all that needs to be said, even by the BJP spokesperson. That's all that needs to be said. We don't have to go into history, geography. Rahul Gandhi, if you want to Jodo India as you keep claiming, come out and take a position against Channi. Otherwise, don't waste our time. Ahmed Ayaz, Bharat Jodo is the name of the Congress project. By supporting a splittist, a separatist, are we Jodoing Bharat or are we dividing it? Take a position tonight if you have a backbone.
Right, Rahul. See, majorly 2 points emerged out of the discussion we are having today on this show. One is that the role of the Congress on this issue of this Amritpal, and then second is the statement given by the Channi. Of course, very important 2 points. You see, so far as first part is concerned, it could be politics, which has been always being done by everybody. Every opposition has been.
So do you support this or do you not support it? Simple question to you. Don't waffle.
No, it's not me supporting.
I'm asking you, what is your view? Do you think someone like Channi should be allowed to get up and support the cause of Amritpal Singh? Yes, no. Take a stand.
My view is that he has been, if there is something wrong, why has been allowed the contest?
Okay, viewers, look at them all scampering to look for the first excuse. Silence everybody. Viewers, everyone on this panel, on the side of the opposition today, is scampering, looking for that little fig leaf under which they want to hide. Take recourse. How has he been allowed to contest? Have you abandoned your conscience? You swear by the Constitution standing in Parliament. You hold it up and you wave it around as if it's a magic wand, but you can't stand by it. Shame. Absolute shame. I'll take a short break, viewers. We'll be right back because there's another very big story tonight that's coming out of Telangana. Don't go away.
विवेक, क्या मुंबई की अगर बात करें तो क्या स्थिति है और स्पेशली लो लाइंग एरियाज के लिए क्या एडवाइजरी है?
देखिए, अगर खाली मुंबई की बात करें तो सुबह 8 बजे से पहले मुंबई में येलो अलर्ट था, लेकिन कंटिन्यू बारिश होने की वजह से अब जो है वो जो येलो अलर्ट है वो ऑरेंज अलर्ट में कन्वर्ट हो चुका है। और आईएमडी के लोगों का कहना है कि सुबह 10 बजे तक ये येलो अलर्ट होगा। 10 बजे के बाद फिर से मॉनिटरिंग की जाएगी सिचुएशन को। उसके बाद कॉल जाएगा कि येलो ऑरेंज अलर्ट को आगे मॉडिफाई करना है या नहीं। इसी वजह से मुंबई के भी कई इलाकों में बारिश हो रही है, खासकर जो लो लाइन इलाके हैं, कुर्ला, चेंबूर, विक्रोली, घाटकोपर, इन जगहों पर वो वाटर लॉगिंग की थोड़ी थोड़ी जो शिकायतें वो आ रही हैं। लेकिन फिलहाल अगर बात की जाए तो ऑरेंज अलर्ट है। जो सबब की बात करें तो मिलन सबवे, अंधेरी सबवे, खार सबवे को बंद कर दिया गया है, क्योंकि इस पूरे सबवे में पानी भर चुका है। और यही कोशिश की जा रही है कि जो बीएमसी ने मानसून से पहले जो तैयारियां की थी, हर जगह वाटर पंप लगाए गए हैं, उन सभी वाटर पंप के जरिए से पानी को निकाला जाए। लेकिन ऑरेंज अलर्ट होने के बावजूद भी मुंबई और आसपास के इलाकों में तेज बारिश हो रही है। नवी मुंबई और थाने, इन दोनों डिस्ट्रिक्ट को रेड अलर्ट में रखा गया है। वहां पर भी बहुत ज्यादा तेज बारिश हो रही है कल रात से।
Right, thank you so much for that, Vivek. And on that note, we are slipping into a very short break. Coming right back. Now, getting some breaking news from Maharashtra. Schools in Pune, Pimpri, Chhindwara and nearby areas have been shut today as rains batter the region. Besides Pune city, the order to shut schools also applies for Pimpri, Chhindwara, Bor, Vele, Mawal, Mulshi and other areas of Maharashtra. In fact, the Met Department has issued an orange alert for Mumbai and Palghar, and there has been a red alert that's been issued for Navi Mumbai and Thane. My colleague Yesha has more details. Yesha, what is the situation of the rainfall in the region? And now that we see orange and red alert in various places in Maharashtra, what is it looking like for not just the schools being shut, but also for general colleges and offices that will be allowed to function?
So when you speak of the situation of rain in not only Mumbai but various parts of Maharashtra, as of now, of course, heavy rains continue in most of the parts of the state. Particularly when you speak of Pune, Mulshi area, as well as Baudhan, apart from that Raigad area, is where we've seen waterlogging. In fact, in several places in Pune, waterlogging is there's 2 to 3 feet waterlogging, where there are several NDRF teams which have been deployed in and around Pune to rescue people. Apart from that, of course, there are we also see that there is a heavy rain alert for the next 48 hours in the entire state of Maharashtra. In Raigad as well, we see that heavy rains have been experienced, which is where not only Pune but also Raigad, schools in Raigad have also been declared off for today, considering the heavy rains. Yes.
Also, Yesha, what is the situation looking like in Mumbai? Considering a little bit of rain, especially in low-lying areas, really spells a lot of havoc there. It is...
Viewers, for the last 2 days, the Congress and its allies have been on a war path. They have accused the NDA of presenting a budget that favors only 2 states, Andhra Pradesh and Bihar. The India bloc says that the BJP has been forced to do this to secure the Prime Minister's survival by bribing the allies to support him. These are the charges that are being made against the BJP. The BJP has turned blue in the face, adducing evidence to show that the charge is misplaced. It has produced list after list of allocations the NDA has given to other states and cited precedents when the UPA in its budgets left out states. Given how sensitive the India bloc is to ensure equity through budgets, it is surprising that the Congress party in its own state budget for Telangana has not practiced what it lectures the BJP on day in and day out. Consider the hard facts. The budget allocation for Minority Welfare Department in Telangana has been increased to a whopping rupees 3,003 crores. 3,003 crores. The minority allocation is up over last year by nearly 800 crores from rupees 2,200 crores under the previous BRS government. So in 1 year, as the government has changed, viewers, the allocation has gone up by nearly 800 crores for minority welfare schemes. Now comes the interesting part. For minorities, the spend goes up. You would expect, viewers, the Congress would be equitable and ensure that the spend for other communities would also go up. Otherwise, viewers, they would be open to the same charge that they level at the center, that they are being unfair to certain communities and favoring certain others. Now, viewers, the budgeted expenditure on scheduled caste development, which is Dalit Development Department, is down from 21,000 crores to just 7,638 crores. So almost slashed by 2/3. 66% almost, viewers. Slash in expense for the Dalit Development Department. Here is another hard fact. So if the Dalits have found a steep cut, then the spend on Tribal Welfare Department is also down from rupees 4,365 crores to rupees 3,969 crores, which is almost, viewers, 350 crores. Here is another hard fact. Rupees 33 crores have been allocated for Ramzan celebrations. We are yet to find out, viewers. We are still going through, so I must inject a caveat here. If there has been a similar spend on facilitating Hindu festivals, rupees 50 lakhs are being spent for the repair and maintenance of Ashur Khanas. One hopes that the maintenance of religious sites or places of significance of other communities are also being looked after. Rupees 4.43 crores are being spent for Hajj pilgrims. Indeed, the Congress has principally benefited one community that constitutes around just 50 lakhs of the total population. So should it be called out for bias? The Congress constantly talks about jitni abadi utna haq. Rahul Gandhi does, viewers. You might remember that. But today, they're going absolute in the opposite direction of that. Moreover, the cutback on spends for SCs and STs is particularly duplicitous, as the Congress has been positioning itself as the sole guardian of Dalit and tribal interests, of Dalit and Adivasi interests in this country. How do the deep cuts in the Dalit and Adivasi allocations configure against the Congress invoking social justice for meme and bheem? The Congress constantly talks about this hyphenation which is Muslim and of course those in the Dalit community. It sees them as equals, but viewers, when it came to giving out bursaries, allocations under the budget, it made a huge distinction. It cut the Dalit spend by 60% plus. It increased the spend on minorities by almost 28 to 30%. The cutback in allocations for ST-SCs stands out when the budgetary allocations reveal that even a group like the Tablighi Jamaat got an allocation to cover its expenditures on a meeting it organized earlier in the year. The spend is a problem as it signals support for an aggressively proselytizing, allegedly Islamist extremist group. Here's what the hard facts reveal, viewers, and they'll come up on your screens. 2.4 crores was allocated for the meeting of Tablighi Jamaat Islamia in January 2024. Why it's a problem? The Tablighi Jamaat is banned in several Muslim countries as the group's teachings are viewed as, quote, too extremist, unquote. The Saudi government has called the TJ or the Tablighi Jamaat as one of the, quote, gates of tourism, unquote. The original founders of the Harkatul Mujahideen, the terror group involved in the IC-814 hijacking in 1999, were members of the TJ. The TJ cadre has been active in Islamist terror attacks in Kashmir. As per WikiLeaks documents, some of the 9/11 Al-Qaeda suspects detained by the US in Guantanamo Bay had stayed in TJ premises, in Tablighi Jamaat premises in Nizamuddin West, New Delhi, several years ago. In 2020, MHA blacklisted 2,550 foreign TJ members and banned their entry into India for 10 years. Now, stung by the opposition's coordinated attack on the union budget, the BJP has spotted a perfect opportunity to get back at the Congress. Listen in, viewers, to what is being said by the BJP.
The Congress government in Telangana has again proven that it is nothing but an appeasement government. Congress government is anti-farmer, anti-minority, anti-Dalit. The way the Congress party has increased disproportionate budget of the minorities in Telangana and reduced the budget of the SCs, it proves one point that Congress party uses the people of India, whether it is SC, ST, OBC, minorities, only and only as vote bank. It is just not limited to Telangana. Even in Karnataka, they snatched the rights of the Dalits and took away the rights of the Dalit. This is where the Valmiki scam was there.
Let me open this up. Let me bring in Tehseen Poonawalla straight up. Tehseen Poonawalla, you've heard the facts. I've listed them exactly as they were spelt out in the budget. The document has been attached and even tweeted by me. Please have a look. You will see the disparity, the cutbacks in the Dalit expense, tribal expense, and the increase in the minority welfare expenditure. Now you, or at least your party, constantly talks about being the guardians of the Dalits, of the tribals. How do you explain this disparity? This cutback in one community that you claim you constantly look out for, another community that you hold at the same level, meme and beam level. What explains this?
So I'd like to just make one thing extremely clear. The Tablighi Jamaat is not banned by the MHA. Some members may have been banned. The Tablighi Jamaat is not banned by the MHA. In fact, the Tablighi Jamaat assembles, or their Jamaat Khana, is very close to the Honorable Prime Minister's house. And let me just give your viewers news that one of the NSAs, or the NSA actually, is quite in good relationship with the Tablighi Jamaat leadership. Quite often, India encourages them to be here. So let's be very clear. I don't like the Tablighi Jamaat. I'm not a supporter of it. But somebody who's a very strong supporter of the Honorable Prime Minister,
viewers, let me tell you.
Now
Mr. Poonawalla has come out and said very clearly he's not a supporter of the Tablighi Jamaat, but the party that he favors supports them by giving them money.
No.
The Congress can take a completely
please.
Different view on this, viewers, but they haven't. I just want to put that out. Yes, Mr. Poonawalla, go ahead.
Fine. That's fine. But
there's
the Prime Minister's biggest Muslim... No, there's no contradiction. The Prime Minister's biggest supporter is a member of the Tablighi Jamaat. And during the lockdown, the NSA chief, Ajit Doval, was meeting with them. Please, let's be clear. India has kept it open for the Tablighi Jamaat. India has not banned the Tablighi Jamaat. In fact, the Tablighi Jamaat congregation happens few kilometers
I don't know. I don't know about this. I'm sorry, but I don't know about this. We will check it. I will have it checked. But it's not banned. Some elements of them are banned. And one minute. What is the point that you're making? Again, Mr. Poonawalla, are you justifying? No, are you justifying the presence or the funding of a group, viewers, which aggressively proselytizes in this country, which is being called out for its extremist views, not by India, unfortunately, viewers, but by Saudi Arabia, by Muslim countries in Central Asia? They call them, the Saudis call them the gateway to terrorism. And here the Congress is funding them. And what do we have? We have a response from Mr. Poonawalla that says, the Prime Minister loves them, so we can also give them money.
He does.
Odd.
He does.
But you don't.
I've not said
but you don't. Do you? You don't support them, do you?
Please speak. I don't have the same power equation because you have the mic. So allow me to speak, or you speak and then I'll speak. But allow
please go ahead, sir.
Yes, thank you. I am saying, if this group is so dangerous and radical, I don't know much about this group, but if it is, A, the MHA should ban it. Number two, Ajit Doval has met them. They continue to operate in India. They operate few kilometers from the Prime Minister's residence. That is the question you don't want to address. And listen, they get all facilities in Delhi, not under state government, but under central government. You may cross-check me. And now for the second part, the Telangana budget has seen an allocation increase. It's a 2.91 lakh, 3 lakh crore budget. Out of 3 lakh crore, the only thing that has been picked up is a 3,000 crore, which is not even 1% of the budget. Actually, less than 1% of the budget has been picked up. And the increase in allocation is in size of the increase in the budget, 11.3%. So all sectors have increased. Now for the Dalit, for the SC sectors that you've seen have reduced, actually they have been put, because there have been specific SC OBC schemes that have been put in certain schemes, those allocations have been moved under those heads.
Viewers,
so it's very unfair.
Viewers, if that is the rationale, then the FM is not guilty at all. But they will not apply the same yardsticks, viewers. I want to bring in the Telangana BJP here on this. Mr. Subhash, respond. It's only maths. Don't get confused. No one has lost anything. It's just been put under different heads, says Yasin Poonawalla.
Yeah, so the Congress party, first of all, they should, practice what they preach on that. When the union budget was presented yesterday, the Telangana Congress, the government has specifically made an assembly session entire day. It was only accusing that India government is not giving any funds to Telangana. Okay, all said and done, some of the states which really deserved, like Andhra Pradesh, it have been deprived for the development from past 5 years. They have been given states. We don't.
Mr. Subhash, what is your point?
What is the point you're making? Yeah. You see, I point on it. So in Telangana, when the budget has been given, the presented today, none of the districts, none of the assembly constituencies or the parliament constituencies have given any specific development fund on that. So the difference is that when the budget is presented in the the union, the Telangana government says the Congress party says that we did not get allotment. Then what about the districts which really deprived of the development? They did not even allot. And the issue about the minority welfare schemes is that this is the return gift where the Congress party has again and again appeasing the people of
in isolation. Ratan Sharda, your response. Return gift in isolation. They are even funding the Harkat, the Tablighi Jamaat. The original founders of the Harkat ul Mujahideen were members of the TJ. I don't need to tell you a little bit about this group. I've already enunciated the facts.
आपको बोला था पहले पूछ लेंगे।
Am I supposed to speak or he is supposed to speak?
No, you're supposed to speak, Mr. Sharda. I think this gentleman is just, I don't know, he's lost somewhere, he's in a car. Yes, he's speaking to somebody sitting next to him.
See, my point is, let us not just focus on Tablighi Jamaat, a lot of things. First of all, it's a payback time for Congress for getting 90% of the Muslim votes across India during Lok Sabha. Secondly, before somebody says, what about Hindus, what about expenses on Hindus, let me tell why we will be upset. Hindu funds are with government because all the wealthy temples are controlled by the government. So we have no funds of our own to celebrate our festivals or also to conduct our own classes or schools, etc. But in case of Muslims or Christians, they have their own institutions, they are biggest landholders, they have got their own funds, no government interferes with them. In that condition, how do you justify special expenses on these people, and especially talk of Ramzan? 33 crores on Ramzan celebration. Is it a national festival? Is it a festival for the entire state? What is it? So when you are one side demanding funds from the central government, crying injustice to Telangana and other opposition governments, here you are spending 33 crores on a purely religious festival. Then coming again, the lowering of the reservation, etc. Do we believe that it's right for the tribal scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, which is one of the largest groups in Telangana also? We can't. Coming to Tablighi Jamaat, there is an article by Wire which says why we can't forget what the Modi government did to Tablighi Jamaat. Okay, so government oppressed Tablighi Jamaat. That is the news by the Wire, not by me. Again, it says that the NSA went to meet to tell them to somehow vacate the place. What it says, the union government made much of evacuating the area where the congregation was being held. The PM sent National Security Advisor Ajit Doval to reason, quote unquote, with the organizers who had been asking for safe evacuation for days. So this is what actually happened. So to say NSA jaake milte hain, NSA dosti karte hain, sorry.
No, this is a standard Congress dilatory tactics.
No, I'd like to
standard Congress dilatory tactics. Even I looked it up. I didn't want to constantly bring it up because even in the first debate, Yasin Poonawalla accused the government of being at fault for not doing enough to stop people like Amritpal from coming into parliament.
One second, I'd like to clarify
this is their standard defense. They will not answer viewers. But,
may I please clarify? Simple submission, just one last submission.
But very importantly, let me tell you, viewers, 99 MPs of the Congress made it back to Parliament. Almost double of their tally. That's because of you. If this is happening, it's on you, viewers. It's on no one else. That's fine. You can choose whoever you want to, but next time look at who you're electing, what they're going to do when they come into office, how they're going to respond. I want to bring in the MIM, Adil Hassan, because I'm running out of time. Adil Hassan Sahib, if you can hear me, I don't know. I think you may not be able to hear me, but I'm trying to get across to you. Do you think a party that equates meme with Bhim should be cutting the allocations for Bhim by almost 60%?
Rahul, we are not in the government and the budget is very less. It should be more than 5,000 crore.
There you go.
Yes, it should be more than 5,000 crore. We never object budget to any community.
There you go.
Even Dalit, tribal, any community. Everybody should get equal share.
There you
India
go.
is a country of diversity.
Will they accept
everybody should get the
10,000 crores for the
There you
development
go.
of
Everybody
Hindu
good
temples?
There you go.
Rahul, you are
viewers.
getting
Rahul.
Rahul, you are getting your voice.
Yes, I
Rahul,
am
you are
now.
getting your voice.
I am now
Just
getting your
ask-
voice. Yeah.
Rahul, everybody should get a opportunity to develop.
Yes.
The government is giving. What is wrong?
Yes.
Everybody should, Dalit community,
Everyone.
minority community, tribal
But they should
community,
get it
everybody
equally.
should get.
But they should
Ah,
get
you
it
want-
equally,
you-
right?
No, see, in Bihar, Chhath Puja celebration, more than 500 crores expended. Nobody objected. In Durga Puja celebration, Bengal government expend more than 1,000 crores. We never
I'm
objected.
asking you,
Every
should
government-
60%
every
of the
government has-
allocation, should
It is
60%
not
of the
60%.
allocation, one minute,
No,
so
no,
60% of the allocation would be reduced for scheduled castes? Should it have been? I'm asking you, sir.
Sir, Mr. Rahul, my concern is that Telangana government is just like same the Modi government. There is
Okay.
no Muslim minister in the cabinet.
Viewers,
no Muslim minister.
viewers, for minorities,
No
the
Muslim
spend is up
minister.
36.5%. Let's show that graphic as I wrap out. 36% the spend is up for minorities. Now let's go to the next. There you go. 63% down for scheduled caste for Dalits, viewers, that the Congress says we swear by. This is discrimination, viewers. It's as straightforward as that. I'm quoting straight out of the budget documents, not making anything up. I leave it at this. The Right Stand with Anand Narsingh.
Commuters, to say the least. So what is the situation there?
So yes, of course, there's been incessant rains in Mumbai ever since late last night. However, as of now, schools and colleges have been kept. As of now, there is no holiday declared for schools and colleges. But of course, several low-lying areas, like you rightly mentioned, including Andheri subway and several such locations, they've been there is waterlogging that's been experienced, and such subways have been shut. So yes, though we see that when it comes to local trains, it's the lifeline of Mumbai. That in fact impacts the most. That impacts the commute most in Mumbai. As of now, those are running well, but when it comes to several low-lying areas, there is waterlogging that's already started in several parts of the city. Yes.
Right, thank you so much for that, Yesha. Let me also take this across to my colleague Vivek Gupta from News 18 India, who's with us on the broadcast. Vivek, the situation in Pune and other adjoining areas has really worsened. Orange and red alerts for Navi Mumbai as well. What is it looking like for this entire week, considering there's one more day for the schools to probably be allowed to not function because of the rain? So what are you learning in that regard?
बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने। देखिए, पुणे में कल देर रात से काफ़ी ज़्यादा तेज़ बारिश हो रही है और इतनी ज़्यादा बारिश होने की वजह से पुणे कलेक्टर ने डिसाइड किया है कि सभी स्कूलों को अब इस पुणे में बंद कर दिया गया है और पुणे डिस्ट्रिक्ट के जितने भी आसपास के इलाके हैं वहाँ पर फ्लडिंग हो रही है। फ्लडिंग की वजह से रोड और घरों तक पूरा तरह से पानी भर चुका है। लोगों को काफ़ी ज़्यादा परेशानी झेलनी पड़ रही है। इसी वजह से अब पुणे कलेक्टर ने एक एडवाइजरी जारी की है और साफ तौर पे कहा है कि पूरे पुणे डिस्ट्रिक्ट में रेड अलर्ट घोषित कर दिया गया है। सभी स्कूलों को बंद कर दिया गया है, जिसके बाद जो भी इमरजेंसी काम ना हो अपने घरों से बाहर ना निकलें, क्योंकि सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट बात यह है कि खड़क पासला डैम से 40,000 क्यूसेक पानी को छोड़ा जा रहा है। अगर बारिश इसी तरह कंटिन्यू रही तो पुणे के आसपास के इलाकों में और भी पानी भर सकता है। यही वजह है कि पुणे कलेक्टर ने सभी लोगों से कहा है कि कोई भी जरूरी काम ना हो तो अपने घरों से बाहर ना निकलें, गवर्नमेंट और प्रशासन की हेल्प करें और गवर्नमेंट और जो वहाँ के लोकल म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन है वो अपनी पूरी कोशिश कर रहे हैं जो फ्लडिंग एरिया है वहाँ से जल्द पानी को निकाला जा सके। लेकिन अब जो स्थिति है वो ज़्यादा अच्छी नहीं दिख पा रही है। कई इलाकों में खासकर जो लो लाइन इलाके हैं पुणे और पुणे डिस्ट्रिक्ट के, वहाँ पे काफ़ी ज़्यादा पानी भर चुका है। जैसा मैंने आपको बताया कि खड़कवासला डैम से 40,000 क्यूसेक पानी छोड़ने की वजह से जो फ्लडिंग है वो और भी होती जा रही है और पूरे पुणे डिस्ट्रिक्ट में रेड अलर्ट घोषित किया गया है।
राइट, ऑल्सो विवेक, क्या मुंबई की अगर बात करें तो क्या स्थिति है और स्पेशली लो लाइंग एरियाज के लिए क्या एडवाइजरी है?
देखिए, अगर खाली हम मुंबई की बात करें तो सुबह 8 बजे से पहले मुंबई में येलो अलर्ट था, लेकिन कंटिन्यू बारिश होने की वजह से अब जो है वो जो येलो अलर्ट है वो ऑरेंज अलर्ट में कन्वर्ट हो चुका है। और आईएमडी के लोगों का कहना है कि सुबह 10 बजे तक ये येलो अलर्ट होगा। 10 बजे के बाद फिर से मॉनिटरिंग की जाएगी सिचुएशन को, उसके बाद कॉल जाएगा कि येलो ऑरेंज अलर्ट को आगे मॉडिफाई करना है या नहीं। इसी वजह से मुंबई के भी कई इलाकों में
Climate change is on our doorstep. It's time for a revolution to take root. And it starts with 1.4 billion Indians. It starts with one tree. One tree for humanity. One tree for Mother Earth. One tree for our future. Project One Tree. A News18 network initiative.
Co-powered by
खासकर जो लो लाइन इलाके हैं कुर्ला, चेंबूर, विक्रोली, घाटकोपर, इन जगहों पर वाटर लॉगिंग की थोड़ी थोड़ी जो शिकायतें वो आ रही हैं। लेकिन फिलहाल अगर बात की जाए तो ऑरेंज अलर्ट है। जो सबब की बात करें तो मिलन सबवे, अंधेरी सबवे, खार सबवे को बंद कर दिया गया है, क्योंकि इस पूरे सर्वे में पानी भर चुका है। और यही कोशिश की जा रही है कि जो बीएमसी ने मानसून से पहले जो तैयारियां की थी, हर जगह वाटर पंप लगाए गए हैं, उन सभी वाटर पंप के जरिए से पानी को निकाला जाए। लेकिन ऑरेंज अलर्ट होने के बावजूद भी मुंबई और आसपास के इलाकों में तेज बारिश हो रही है। नवी मुंबई और थाने, इन दोनों डिस्ट्रिक्ट को रेड अलर्ट में रखा गया है। वहां पर भी बहुत ज्यादा तेज बारिश हो रही है कल रात से।
Right, thank you so much for that, Vivek. And on that note, we are slipping into a very short break. Coming right back. Now getting some breaking news from Maharashtra. Schools in Pune, Pimpri, Chindwara and nearby areas have been shut today as rains batter the region. Besides Pune city, the order to shut schools also applies for Pimpri, Chindwara, Bor, Vele, Mawal, Mulshi and other areas of Maharashtra. In fact, the Met Department has issued an orange alert for Mumbai and Palghar, and there has been a red alert that's been issued for Navi Mumbai and Thane. My colleague Yesha has more details. Yesha, what is the situation of the rainfall in the region? And now that we see orange and red alert in various places in Maharashtra, what is it looking like for not just the schools being shut, but also for general colleges and offices that will be allowed to function?
So when you speak of the situation of rains in not only Mumbai but various parts of Maharashtra, as of now, of course, heavy rains continue in most of the parts of the state. Particularly when you speak of Pune, Mulshi area, as well as Baudhan, apart from that Raigad area, is where we've seen waterlogging. In fact, in several places in Pune, waterlogging is there's 2 to 3 feet waterlogging, where there are several NDRF teams which have been deployed in and around Pune to rescue people. Apart from that, of course, there are we also see that there is a heavy rain alert for the next 48 hours. In the entire state of Maharashtra, in Raigad as well, we see that heavy rains have been experienced, which is where not only Pune but also Raigad, schools in Raigad have also been declared off for today, considering the heavy rains. Yes.
Also, Yesha, what is the situation looking like in Mumbai? Considering a little bit of rain, especially in low-lying areas, really spells a lot of havoc there. It is a trouble for commuters, to say the least. So, what is the situation there?
So yes, of course, there's been incessant rains in Mumbai ever since late last night. However, as of now, schools and colleges have been kept. As of now, there's no holiday declared for schools and colleges. But of course, several low-lying areas, like you rightly mentioned, including Andheri subway and several such locations, they've been there is waterlogging that's been experienced, and such subways have been shut. So yes, though we see that when it comes to local trains, it's the lifeline of Mumbai. That in fact impacts the most. That impacts the commute most in Mumbai. As of now,
this is CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio.
Namaste, Jai Hind and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Narasimhan coming to you live from the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studios. Ladies and gentlemen, politics has continued unabated over Budget 2024 ever since Finance Minister Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman presented it on Tuesday. The opposition continues to maintain that the budget was biased and only ally states, especially Bihar and Andhra Pradesh, were prioritized and largely benefited. The government in its counter has rebutted the allegations point by point. The opposition, led by Mallikarjun Kharge, on Wednesday in the Rajya Sabha alleged that the budget is nothing but a kursi bachao budget and it was biased, to which the finance minister fiercely countered, saying that it was not possible to name every state in the budget. Mallikarjun Kharge further alleged that the budget was for Andhra and Bihar. FM countered the allegations and said that there were other states which had not been ignored. The FM said that the cabinet in June had taken a decision to set up a port on Vadhavan in Maharashtra. India bloc leader Vijay Wadetiwar has alleged that Maharashtra was insulted. FM said more than 76,000 crore rupees had been allocated for the port in Maharashtra itself. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi alleged that federal structure was violated in the budget. Finance Minister in a counter mentioned Maharashtra and said that the name wasn't mentioned in the vote on account budget in February, nor was it taken on Wednesday. Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju also hit back on Thursday at the opposition and said that the opposition had insulted Parliament. The opposition insulted the mandate of the people and abusive politics was being played by the opposition on the floor of the House, much to the fact that even the Prime Minister has been outrightly disrespected in Parliament. So the government maintains that it's a budget that is inclusive, that includes the betterment of every state. But like every budget, there are focus areas. And in this case, clearly there have been ally compulsions, but Bihar and Andhra Pradesh have long demanded attention, which is being given in this budget. Let's now shift focus, ladies and gentlemen, away from the budget to another aspect.